How's it going, everybody? It's me, Shane. I'm here to give you another Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation episode review. Today's episode of Season 2 is episode 9, entitled The White Mask. Before I go any further, please hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be notified of more videos just like this one. Holy cow. I'm not a reader of the light novel. I'm not a reader of the manga. I do look up or have looked up things when I was like, I wonder how this goes. And then you start reading about characters and you read about things and you start getting ahead, which I don't really consider much of it a spoiler because things can be changed. Apparently, things have been changed before, as I have mentioned before, when I've looked up things after I've seen the episode. I am so surprised about how fast stuff that I found out about, not even last year before last, when this first came out, right, when I was going through that first season and this show was giving me the feels. Holy crap, this is a milestone episode here. But it does that I do have some frustrations. But let's talk about the central focus. The central focus of this episode is the White Mask, also known as Silver Sevenstar, cool ass name by the way, aka Nanahoshi Shizuka. Who is she? She is the girl that was with Orsted when Orsted killed Rudy. But she's also the reason why Orsted brought him back to life, because Orsted doesn't remember Rudy. Let's keep this in mind. Orsted knows everybody. And I know that's probably, and that's a tiny bit of a spoiler, but you know what? This is a spoiler you guys can handle, because you have to, I got to shed some light on to, she said he doesn't know him, right? Or she said he doesn't know him, right? You're probably thinking to yourself, if you don't remember last time, what does that even mean? Well, Orsted is like, yeah, Eris, Greyrat, blah, 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 Rujerd of the Jurjerd. And then he's like, don't know you though. Who are you? And he's Greyrat. And remember, Rudy's trouble stem from him bringing, I think he brought up the man god, the human man god or whatever. And that's what brought up the trouble, because him Orsted, the dragon god, and the human man god are in some type of blood, I say blood feud, but they seem like celestial beings, blood feud, right? And she was with him. But she also told him to bring him back. And she even mentions that she's so nonchalant and borderline laissez-faire about how they know each other. Now, why is Rudy even in her tower? Well, she is that hidden student, but Rudy is in her tower because Rudy, again, is looking up stuff about the mass teleportation incident. He has likened that teleportation period to being like summoning, but there's several differences about summoning and teleportation. Namely, you can't summon humans. So there's that. But when he's trying to talk to Fitz earlier saw him messing around with Persinia, biting her meat, trying to hurry and get to class. Biting her meat. Trying to get to class. And of course, Sylvie's getting all sad and is like, oh, was that the type of woman he likes? And bumps her head on the wall. You'll find out he likes you as well as maybe a couple of other women. But anyway, I almost talked about some of the things I don't like, but I won't talk about that yet. And so she points him in the right direction. And when he first sees that white mask, he's freaking out. He's hyperventilating. He passes the freak out. And he wakes up, Fitz is caressing his face. I'm just going to say Rudy, and this is why did Rudy think later on, wait, why was a man caressing my face? It's not a man with the very soft hands. It's not a man. It's actually your first boo. But was Sylvia's first boo? Was it Roxy? Your first or second boo? Who cares, right? Second boo, probably. More than likely. Who cares, though? So, this is how we got to this point. Now, what I like about Nanahoshi is when she starts this conversation, she writes in Japanese. And there's two names in Japanese. Two people. Literal Japanese here. Two people that she's looking for. And I know I have it in here. I'm sorry, you all. Ooh, doesn't know. she saved him, which he doesn't, because he's still freaking out. And she's so laissez-faire about, like, oh yeah, I guess you would be kind of freaking out because that's the last time you saw me when he killed you, but I'm the one that told him to bring you back. The two names here are I put this in all caps. I dislike the fact that this is happening when I'm recording live. The two, oh, there we go. This Shinohara Akito and Kuroki Satoshi. Do you know these names? He does not. And you kind of go, oh, one of these names him? No, it's not him. But here's the thing. She takes off the mask and he recognizes she is the girl from that last time that he was in our world, the regular world, the waking world. I think she's the one who he stopped from getting hit by the truck. I'm pretty sure. And even when she brings up, well, I was brought here via during some traffic accident. Same thing with you. He's like, yeah, pretty much. This is one of the things I don't like about Rudeus. Just gonna put this out there, and I'm gonna mention this again. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna wrap this. I'm gonna wrap this part up right here. I don't like that he just doesn't come out and say, "Ta-da! I'm actually the guy that pushed you away from that truck. That was me. I died, but then I was born here." That annoys me. It annoys me. I'll spoil this for you. Doesn't tell Fitz / Sylphie that he's from another world still. Now you're probably saying to yourself, all three of them in the same place. Couldn't she hear it? She did, but she didn't understand it. So this is what I can't believe. I'm kind of mad at myself that I was so slow to catch on to this. We hear them speak Japanese. I don't watch a dub, so we hear them speak Japanese. The reason why we hear them speak Japanese is that is whatever that world's native tongue is translated to meet your ears for us to understand it. Because initially they start speaking in zoobop bebop doop-a-dop boobop zibba bebop boop. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, okay, why are they speaking this language instead of just speaking the common language? They're just speaking this. And when Nanahoshi starts speaking Japanese again, that's when it kind of clicked for Rudeus. Or should I say, it should have clicked for me because Sylphie said, why is Silent and Rudy, why are you guys speaking in a different language that I don't understand? And she says that in the Zip Zop Zoobas. And so I get it. I was like, oh, shoot. That's actually really freaking cool. Because if this was in, I guess, a light novel, you would have to pick up in it in the light novel, right? As you're reading and you're reading the paragraph and it goes, we start speaking in tone. You would have to pay attention like you do here. If it was a manga, it'd be so much easier because usually in comics, mangas, graphic novels, there's always some type of indentation that'll let you know, such as in Thor comics when Thor is using the Odin speak to understand all languages and for everyone to understand him. Sometimes there's a little thing here that shows Thor is not speaking their language. And then another thing that's showing they are not speaking a language known as English. So here is quite different. And I got to applaud them for that. That was so cool. I like that I figured that out. Even though it took me, to the middle of the conversation to go, oh, snap. But I like that. So she was teleported here. He was born here. She has no mana. Nothing. And she deduces that it's probably because she was teleported here. He has mana. He has quite a bit of mana, actually. He's pretty strong. And she more or less tells him and Sylphie in the native world's tongue that she's the cause of the mass teleportation incident. Yes, but no, right? What caused it that she found out and deduced was that she was transported there. That's what caused it. And it's crazy because Rudy had already figured that out. After talking to her, going through, what her telling him her backstory and what she's been doing, he goes, oh, I'm relieved that it's nothing that I did, because I guess Rudy might have thought that it was something that he had done that caused all this, but he's saying figuring out all this teleportation and summoning stuff. Yeah. And actually, She wasn't teleported here. She was summoned here. Has no clue who summoned her. It wasn't Orsted. And funny enough, the human man god, I might have forgotten this, but I'm glad Rudy brought it up. He blamed Orsted, said it was him. And Rudy's like, for some reason, he said that. Obviously, Rudy, you found him sketchy from jump. Obviously, he cannot be trusted. Even though he is pointing you in the right direction, there's a reason why he's pointing you in the right direction, Rudy. Come on, son. Come on, son. Now, make sure I'm not messed up here. Now, what else do I need to speak about Nanahoshi? Nanahoshi has been there for 5 years. Here is what happens. Here's what happens. Unlike Rudy, who grows up because he was reincarnated, she, on the other hand, does not age at all. She is not aging. Although she realizes she's not aging, she doesn't think she's immortal and thinks she can actually still get killed here. But she doesn't want to grow old in this world anyway. She doesn't want to be there. Period. And she makes really good points. And even though it's funny when Fitz asks Rui what does he think of her, and he's like, I really don't like how she talks and her attitude, but I can trust her. Her points are, which some of them are kind of superficial. A, the food there sucks. B, the world and the people here are morally dubious and inconvenient. As well as the world is too rigid. Let's break this down. Morally dubious. You all should look up what dubious is and look up what morally dubious is. Basically, not honest. For those who don't fully understand it, not honest. The world is not honest. It's less of gray, more of kind of shady, right? And she's 100% correct in that. There's slavery in this world still. Put aside all of you who read those kind of manga. And you know what I mean? Those kind where the person goes, oh no, my husband, my father has debts and I got to repay his debts. Oh no, I got to repay it somehow. Although, that's in Chainsaw Man, although that was a lie, right? Right. Actually, no, it wasn't a lie. Tenji killed his dad, but his dad still had loans he had to pay. So, yeah, it's still that kind of concept, which is a shitty concept, and it's objectively evil, right? The thing is, in this world, slavery is still a thing. It's like, huh? And people betray each other all the time, literally all the time. As a matter of fact, the only honest people in this world, if they aren't saved by other honest people, they're usually killed. Eris's family, after the teleportation thing, that instant coup, Sophie was actually there as Fitz. We saw her in the balcony. She was there to watch, her grandfather get killed. I feel bad for Eris's mom because she was murdered upon that, and tons of things happened to good people, even Sophie herself. So, but bad things happen to good folks. And hell, even as Rudeus, yes, in first life he was a neat, horny Japanese guy that kind of transfers over a little bit. He is an a-hole, but he tries to do the right thing. But even he has some moral dubious to him because he isn't forthcoming. I get it, especially in the D&D fantasy like setting. You can't always play all your cards out, but in some instances where he should speak up, he really doesn't. Kind of like here where I'm annoyed. I'm like, I'm kind of surprised you didn't tell those closest to you that you came from another world. I will give him credit. Before the Eris ED incident, he did tell her and Richard, this human man guy, he comes and speaks to me. It's like, okay, you should probably keep that to yourself, but we'll pay attention to that. We'll keep that in mind. See? So, in the world being rigid, a lot of people, they don't want to change things. So even the things like a class system with kingdoms and all this other crap, and then you got folks, slavery, actual slavery, they don't want to change things. It's so rigid. The things that Nanahoshi is studying, no one can teach it to her. No one can teach her about summoning and everything because it doesn't exist in books. Now, there was summoning circles at Ruins of the Human Demon War, which Rudy asked her where she is. She's like, I can't tell you. Well, why not? One Orsted led me, and I can't even tell you about. She couldn't even tell him about this one person that knew that she was from another world, right? Who this person wants to remain, for lack of better words, unknown, ambiguous. Probably because of how crazy and morally gray the world is. You have floating cities in the sky. Remember, before that mass teleportation incident, dude came down. Sorry, y'all. Spider on my wall. Dude came down, attacked both Rudy, well, attacked Rudy, Eris, and Ghislaine. And it wasn't even anything they did. It's just because of this magical disturbance. So I get it from her. Plus, she says there are people back home that she's leaving stuff behind. So she wants to get back. She wants to find these two, which are probably her friends, and she wants to get back. Rudy flat says, I don't want to go back. I was born here. I have a mother. I have friends. I have people I care about. She said, there's nothing you left behind? Nah. She's like, all right, so you die with no regrets. Cool. But they're going to help each other out. Rudy's going to get information that she knows about teleportation. And she's going to get mana from Rudy. In order for her to do her experiment to figure out how to do teleportations and summonings and things like that, she needs mana. Because she was not born here, she cannot create mana. As a matter of fact, everything born in that world has mana. And even the dead bodies have mana. Which we see jars of lizards, mouse, dead snakes, dead scorpions. She's done a lot of research. She had to because she's the one that invented chalkboards and school uniforms for that magical place, right? So all of that, just to say she needs that energy and they're going to work together. Now, she does get attacked by Sylphie because she says she caused the incident. And I love that she says, first of all, she puts these two rings on. She can use magical items. I don't understand how that works. I guess magical items don't really need magic to use them. Because she creates a small shield, then a bigger shield when Sylphie tries to use quick win because she's like, my mother, my father, he's lost people. We've all lost people and blah, 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 blah. And I have to tell Rudy's goofy ass, hey, stop staring, restrain her. Like, what are you doing? And I like Nanahoshi's reasoning. He's like, she says, I'm sorry, I could have probably worded that better. And of course, Sylphie's going to apologize, right? And Nanahoshi says, well, he's like, so why did you say it like that? I'm getting it out the way so that you know that whatever brought me here, whoever brought me here is the cause of it. Don't want to go later on down the road and it's like, why didn't you tell me that what brought you here caused this? Because then it'd be like she's hiding it. I like that in a character. We also do get a joke where, when she's talking about not wanting to stay, she's like, it's, this is like some type of lame fantasy manga or light novel. That's kind of funny. You're in the thing that you're talking about. But yes, this is a milestone episode. Like, all of this information that I had learned years ago while scrolling, looking through and finding things out about this show, a lot of it's come out. It's crazy. It's kind of insane that I don't want to say Orsted, like, I like that she flat out says, Orsted's not going to come for you for a while. He's like, so he's going to come back from me? Well, I mean, he had no plans on killing you unless you do something to make someone to kill you, right? You saw how easy he's able to do it. Rudy's so full of trauma, man. Like, he's so full of, like, and you know what? I can sit here and say that because typically when you have your protagonists, when they're faced with someone that's given them heavy loss before, they're nervous and they're at the ready and they're ready to fight, but you see a little sweat drop and they're ready to go. Rudy It's Shinji in this instance. Shinji from, Neo Genesis Evangelion, which now that I think about it, Neo Genesis Evangelion should have been the name of the song and the show should have been called A Cruel Angel's Thesis. If you know, you know. That's one of the few anime I will not go back and rewatch because, man, that shit is heavy. I digress. He's like Shinji. Yo, Shinji, get in the robot. I don't want to get in the robot. Get in the robot. Or I'm going to make this little girl that, is your clone of your mother go and do the thing. I don't want to do it. Hey, if you don't do it, I'm going to send someone else to do it. Oh, no, I got to get in because my dad's an a-hole and he coerced me. And Shinji has tons of trauma. Rudy has tons of trauma. It's so crazy that trauma from the past world even fled over when he was a new baby born boy and he had to get past that. The dude actually legitimately died. Like someone killed him, like full on murdered him, and he came back. So technically Rudy has died twice now. Just his reactions to it is quite interesting. So I'm not gonna get too much on his case for freezing up, for seeing the person that hung out with the other person that literally ended his life. We won't do that. I am deducting points because Sylvie's starting to get on my nerves now. Now, next week's episode is entitled These Feelings. That whole episode better not be dragged out of them slowly talking about feelings. You better look. A lot of stuff happened in 26 seconds into this show. Give me the first 10 minutes. She's like, I need to talk to you. Because even Princess Ariel. So, Princess Ariel, while they're talking and writing, she's going, you always turn and stare at him when he's around, and that's not a problem. When Sylvie asks that part, he's like, no, that's not a problem. Just saying, maybe he's forgotten about you. And she's like, he doesn't even know that it's me. I didn't even tell him. And Luke is like, you're hopeless. What is wrong with you? And I'm thinking the same thing. Literally, what is wrong with you? Just tell him, you idiot. She's young and she has the feeling. I don't want to hear it. This person who you were scared that was going to be dead, your first friend, your everything, your light, your rock, your teacher, your sensei, your everything, is right here. Now, if you're worried about one of these busty beast girls stealing him away, you go get your man. All right? Go get your man. And I like how the princess handled it. She says, I'm going to let you handle. You get to determine how you handle the situation with Rudeus. And the name fits doesn't apply when it comes to him. Basically, I'm literally paraphrasing here. In part going, when you talk to him, you don't have to be fits. You let him know what's going on. Although we do get funny moments of her running into the wall, that legitimately made me chuckle. Just so she gets to determine what to do with the name fits, but you're around the guy, you're helping the guy out. Rudy is so stupid anyway that once she tells him, he's gonna be like, why didn't you tell me before? But he's not gonna be mad about it. I'll be like, I guess he wouldn't be mad about it. That might be the mature thing to do. I guess it's to not be angry, but who knows? And I don't want to say who cares, but who knows? We do still the one Easter egg as well is that when Nanahoshi's talking to Rudy, she when she gets a chair, always crawls on her legs, always indecent. Was it indecent purple? No. Basic instinct in it. We do see stained glass. I don't know if it's frames, but we see stained glass that's very reminiscent of the room that Rudy is in the intro where his head's down. You see all the different eyes, including that dragon eye of Orsted. Pretty dang fun. Very, very fun. Now, one thing that wasn't mentioned, she's supposedly not supposed to be able to eat the stuff that's in this world. And she's not supposed to be able to, I don't know if this is a spoiler or not. I don't know if this will ever come up again. But she's not supposed to be able to eat what's in this world. Like, because she doesn't have mana, she can't really process it. And she has to eat some type of special thing in order for her to get the mana out of her system so it doesn't make her sick. I don't know if that's going to come up later. I'm just bringing it up now. It's a little thing that I remember in my research. That doesn't really matter. Just, it's interesting. I'm glad that if this is the case here, I'm glad they didn't make it harder on her. Because I'd seen, when I was reading, I said, that seems rough. Because you already have it rough because you're in this strange world that you don't want to be in. Wowzers, man. Just wowzers. But yeah, that is the White Mask in a nutshell. But like I said before, my issues stemmed from characters just not like, come on, Sophie. Come on, Rudy. Just open your mouth and just speak. But I guess since he doesn't know that it's her, it's Fitz, right? Fitz is technically just another person. But knowing Rudy, he's probably going to forget to tell Sophie when he finds out that it's Sophie. Yeah. Initially, I was thinking of getting this episode a 4. Because I'm giving them one episode. If I don't see, if the next episode isn't progress of their feelings, then I got to take all points for that. So I give this a 4.5. It pushes a 5 territory because this is major stuff here. We're finally getting references to where he was. Even Nanahoshi said, could you be American or European? Who knows? But you know Japanese. You speak Japanese. So okay, this was fun. It was a fun way of going. They're speaking a totally different language than what she speaks and what she understands, and she was kind of fiddling in the background as they spoke. Very, very fun stuff. 4.5 gets a slight half a point. We're gonna have to start dinging things off until Sophie opens up, because I like romance. This show is more, based on characters and emotions and stuff like that. We do get actions, but since this is based on emotions and stuff like that, I gotta start dinging it. All right. If you disagree with me, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Sincerely, I know tons of people loved my Bleach review. Look, I love and live for the engagement. You disagree with anything I say? You're free to. You're free to have your opinion. I just want to know I legitimately want to know why you disagree. I want to know what you think. What do you think? Great episode. All in all, great episode. Me being annoyed with some lack of communications that even I, as you see, talked myself through. That stuff don't matter. But this was fun. This was great. I'll say it here. One Piece 1073, I believe. Yeah, 1073. That'll be a One Piece Wednesday. I am going to review the One Piece Netflix show. So as I get through that, and I will give you my review of the first 3 episodes of Ahsoka, if you're interested in that. So stay tuned. I got some cool things coming. Appreciate you sticking by me. Don't forget, hit that like button. Let me know what you think of this episode in the comment section below. Subscribe and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified of more reviews like this. Keep you up to date. You get it. If you miss the ding, it'll be right in your notifications. Press it, watch it, listen to me. We'll have a good time. All right? Please, be good, be blessed. Drink some water out there, all right? Take care of yourself. Make sure you're washing those hands. Make sure you're staying safe. Be good to yourself. Be good to others, either way it goes. Please, don't be a jerk, all right? Remember that you are indeed loved and people care about you, all right? Okay? I'm dead serious. People care about you. So if you're feeling down and you're feeling out, reach out to someone. Call somebody. There are people who would rather talk to you today than to miss you and mourn you tomorrow, all right? All right, my social media's right there in the description. Feel free to follow me. Drop me a message. As long as you're not being a jerk about it, we can talk about anything. We talk about Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh, anime, favorite movies from the 80s. I love those too. So, hey. All right, so until next time, can't wait to see you.